I've wanted to do this video for a long time, so today I want to talk about why I love this country. I was born in the Soviet Union. I lived most of my adult life. I lived in first the Soviet Union, what later became the modern-day Russian Federation, and I moved here in the fall of '05. I was offered a job, which I gladly accepted. Yeah, so I took my wife and my son, and we on one late October evening in 2005, we arrived in Boston, Massachusetts, went through immigration, and there we were. And we've been here ever since. I've since changed a few jobs, moved states. I'm now in New Jersey. But I want to talk to you about the evolution of my perspective on America and why I'm here and what I expect from being here, and the evolution of my worldview with regards to countries, like my home country and this country where I live now, which I now call my home. First of all, you guys, those of you who were born here in the United States, you have no idea what it's like to grow up in a society based on a complete lie. And I'm referring to the Soviet Union, of course. No idea at all. I mean, totalitarianism and socialism, which always deteriorates into totalitarianism, it has no choice. It has to. It's such a moral crime against people that have to live under it. It's obviously this will not fit into this short video, but anyway, I just wanted to throw it out there. So anyway, a lot of people wanted to go and live in the West, and there was this amorphous West, basically West as in not Soviet Union, with the exception of places like Poland and Czech Republic that were sort of satellites of the Soviet Union. So you would think of Western Europe, England, Germany, France, America. Everything was the same. Canada. It's just one amorphous mass of the West. But now, having lived here, having traveled the world extensively, I've been to a bunch of places. I've spent significant amounts of time in some. Say in Germany, I've traveled extensively to the United Kingdom. I believe I know it pretty well. Canada. I have family in Canada. I've been to Canada many times. Russia, obviously, I actually go there several times a year on business. In America, and I can tell you, I absolutely love this country. I'm so grateful to be here. I am so inspired to be here, and I refer to myself internally. I actually see myself as an American, and I identify as an American. I don't identify as a Russian citizen anymore. I don't care. I carry a Russian passport, so it's a technicality for me. Just makes travel inconvenient because you have to get visas to go anywhere, basically. But other than that, I identify as an American, and I can't wait to take my citizenship exam. The time will come. I have a couple of years to go, but I want to talk about why. People may want to come here because it's a prosperous nation, but I love America not because it's prosperous. America's prosperous because of the things that I love America for. I love America because it's the freest country on the face of the earth. I love America because it's founded on the ideals of liberty and human dignity and the dignity of the individual and the sanctity of the individual liberty. There's no other country like it. There's, go anywhere, look at anything. There's no other country like it. The entire idea of America is that we have certain inalienable rights, right? We have rights that are not dependent on whoever's in government, whoever happens to be king. We have rights that belong to us simply because we live on this earth. We're put here by our Creator, and nothing should be able to tread on these rights. Nothing should trump these rights. And I have a country founded on an ideal like that. Of course, we've gone quite far from that ideal in how today's America is run and is set up. But we have to restore the ideals of individual liberty to their proper, prominent place. Otherwise, this republic is doomed. But I am so inspired that there's a country on earth like this. There was nothing like it. There was nothing like it before America came about. There's nothing like it today. Two things. One, I want to quote Mark Stein, my favorite journalist and author. And in one of his recent essays, he says basically, if you want to understand the difference between Europe and America, when the recent financial crisis hit, from Bulgaria to London, all the way across Europe, crowds took to the streets, besieging their parliaments and demanding that their governments do more for them. In America, crowds took to the streets demanding that the government gets the F out of their way and gets their hands out of their pockets and gets the F out of their lives. Feel the difference? That's so tremendous. That's so inspiring. There's no other country like it. As screwed up as we are today, it's still the freest country in the world. And to be able to, to know that you're living in the same country as masses, hundreds of millions of people who feel the same way about individual liberty, who feel the same way about the individual dignity and the government and its proper place and role, is inspiring. That's why I love this country. I love this place. I would not want to be anywhere else. Other countries may be richer, they may be, cleaner, whatever. I don't care. I want to be here. I love this place. And another story, I was in my hometown in St. Petersburg in Russia a few weeks ago, and I was actually in a cab going back to the airport to take the flight back to the U.S., and the driver, we started talking, the driver and I, and we talked about, the local politics, the economy, how bad things were, and somehow it came up that the fact that I live in the U.S., and we started talking about America, and he expressed his adoration for America, and I started telling him, how I feel about the U.S., and I started quoting the Declaration of Independence, telling him about American history, the Constitution, explaining to him what the Constitution is about and how it's set up. He was shocked. He was so excited. He's like, I never knew these things. Wow, I never heard. Oh my God. He was like this. He was, oh my God. And I quoted, founding fathers to him, and I quoted, and this famous quote that is always with me, always in my mind, that I quoted to him. Basically, we talked about liberty and how America is founded on the ideal of liberty. Liberty from tyranny of others. Government, basically. The government that was, personified by the evil king at the time, but it doesn't matter. Liberty is liberty. And I quoted Samuel Adams to him, and I think the quote goes something like this. I'm going to muck it up, but if you like prosperity more than liberty, if the comfort of servitude is more dear to you than the animating contest of freedom, depart from us in peace. We seek not your counsel nor your arms. Kneel down and lick the hand that feeds you. May your chains rest lightly upon you, and may our posterity forget that you were our countrymen. How much, and I asked him, how do you think about how much you have to love liberty to say this? And the guy was shocked. He was almost in tears. He said, "Call me again if you need if you need a ride when you're back in town. Call me again. I have his number. I'm probably going to hire him again to drive me." He was like, I never knew any of this. I never thought about this, because people don't, liberty is not a central theme in most people's lives. And the way they view their lives and their station in life and government's role in their life is so completely different. So to think that, and by the way, back to the point that Mark Stein made, I witnessed that myself, and I remember the shock that I had, at the realization that there is this vast difference. Turn on Fox Business News, Fox Business Channel, and Business Channel, Business News. Anyway, Fox Business, Thursdays 8 p.m. John Stossel, a recent arrival from ABC, a libertarian journalist, holds talk shows about liberty and government's proper place and role, and you have people discussing that. So you turn on a TV here and you hear that. I was in London on one of my numerous trips last year, and I was in London. I was in my hotel room late at night, and I turned on the TV, and there's a crowd there. Basically, the public is discussing, well, the government bailed out this company. Why didn't they bail out my company? No, they should have bailed out this and that, and why don't they give us more money? And I realized these guys, they don't think in terms of liberty. They don't think in terms of individual rights. They don't think about in terms of property rights. They think about, what can the government do for me? Again, from Bulgaria to London, from Bulgaria to the United Kingdom, all across the European Union, people took to the streets besieging their governments, demanding that the government does more for them. Here, people held tea parties. And I'm proud to have been at the Tea Party on July 1st and in Times Square in New York City. I have seen it firsthand. People are in the streets demanding that the government gets the fuck out of their lives. Isn't that inspiring? How can you not love this place? That's it for today. See you soon.